Hello everybody, this is a short video for our parents and our children just to sort of explain what we're up to in light of the recent government announcement for us to get prepared to welcome back children from early years, reception, year 1 and year 6. So really I just wanted to share with you the measures that we're taking. Some of the things in school might look a little bit different. I'm just sharing these measures with you today so that you can then make an informed decision about whether you'll be sending your child in with us, because our main priority is safety. Safety of your children, safety of your families and our staff as well. And I'm sure you'll agree that comes before anything else. So we're just going to have a walk around the school today and I'm just going to point out some of the various changes that you'll see. The government has been really explicit in some of the guidance that they've put out to schools. In some of the things, we've put our own measures in just to make sure that we're as safe as we can be. So, for example, along this corridor, we have got the 2 metre markings that you'll be familiar with, having been to various supermarkets and places. So, really, these markings are just for children and staff to bear in mind that 2 metre distance. So here we are down here in the foundation stage building. This is Miss Evans's classroom, and you'll see shortly that it does look a little bit different than it usually would. This is because the government have produced guidance of what classrooms should be looking like. Particularly for early years, there have been quite a few changes. Within that guidance, the government have suggested that class sizes should be halved to 15 children per class or per year group. And as an academy, we've looked at that guidance and we've looked at our learning environment and the size of our classrooms. And to ensure maximum safety, we are saying there will be a maximum of 12 children per year group per day, which equates to 6 splits between 2 classrooms. So there'll be 6 children per day in this classroom. So your child in reception will only be coming to school for 1 day per week. Then the rest of their learning will be managed remotely, and I'll talk a little bit more about home learning shortly. So one of the first changes that you'll notice is there's no carpet. Traditionally in a classroom, as you know, there'll be a carpet in front of the board for children to sit at for group learning or story time. Soft furnishings can transmit the virus, and it's suggested and advised that all soft furnishings are removed from the classrooms. We've done that, and in this classroom we have placed markers on the floor at 2 metres apart, just so that we can still enjoy a story time together with those 6 children that will be in. So books is another one. There are a selection of books out here, and this will be very typical of how we'll run our provision for your children. There'll be a selection of books out each day. They will be used for that day, and then they will be sanitised and put away for a week before they come out again. Another change that we've made is to prevent children sharing resources such as pens and pencils. Every child on the day that they're due in will have a pot with their name on with their pencils and crayons to use for that day. Again, when they leave here and come back to you, these pencils will then be sanitised and put back in your child's pot, ready for when we next see them. So here we are out in the foundation stage area. We want your children to get outside as much as they can when they're with us on their day in. There will be resources outside for them to play with. Again, similar to inside, these resources will be on a rota, on a cleaning rota that will then enable the children to get some good use out of them. They'll be then sanitised and rotated over a number of weeks. Another consideration that we've needed to make is to try and keep you safe and your children safe on your way in to school and when you collect. This area, particularly down in the foundation stage building, can get a bit of a bottleneck, which is why we've chosen to stagger the start and end times of the day, just to reduce the crossover between parents. We'll give you more information about actual start and end times soon. So this is a year 1 classroom. You'll notice straight away that the door is propped open. This is going to be the same across all classrooms, just to reduce the need to keep touching the door. They will be cleaned frequently throughout the day, but again, if they're propped open, then it reduces unnecessary contact. Some changes then that you may see in our year 1 classroom. We've got 6 desks in this classroom. Remember, 6 is the number per classroom that we, as an academy, have said that we can safely accommodate. The desks are all spaced 2 metres apart. The windows are open to enable ventilation, and we want your children to get outside into the fresh air as much as they can whilst they're with us. So we'll be doing lots of learning outside around our lovely school environment. If it is that we are able to open to those year groups from the 1st of June, one of the changes that children will see is in our dining hall. We need to make sure that children and staff are still a safe distance wherever they are in the school. One of the systems we've implemented here in the dining hall is a system on our tables where we've got simple ticks and crosses just to space out the children whilst they're eating their lunch. Cleanliness and hand washing is a priority. As it was before the lockdown, we want to make sure that your children are as safe as they can be. So on entry to school, all children wash their hands. They will be washing their hands at various points throughout the day, including before and after meals. There's also hand sanitizer in every classroom. Now we have more of a plan with a potential opening date, and we know now that children will be in on a one-day-a-week basis in those specified year groups. We will be providing home learning pack for all children to work through for the rest of the week on the days that they won't be coming into school. More information about this will be coming out to you soon, but the staff will be producing accompanying videos which will be uploaded onto YouTube to support that home learning. Those parents who have continued to send their children to school will be familiar with our social distancing measures on entry. So there are cones spaced at 2 metres just to make sure that parents and children are socially distancing. These will be in place at pick-up and collection points for those year groups that may be joining us from June the 1st. We do ask that you do not enter our school office, instead contact us by phone, email or via our Facebook page. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that as parents and children it's given you an insight into what school will be looking like in this current climate. I hope it's reassured you in terms of safety measures that we're putting in place and social distancing systems. At the end of the day, parents, if you've got the knowledge of what's going on in school, you can then make an informed decision about sending your children to school. Just to reiterate, it is parental choice. There will be no sanctions for not sending children, but we just wanted to reassure you that your children's safety is our first priority.